Banky special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man. My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts. Shout out to everybody out there on Team Banky Pound, man. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the support. We out here. TBP, 33 years. I appreciate everybody who's been rocking with me, everybody who's been liking, subscribing, commenting. I appreciate the love. We on the road to 100K. We on the road. I don't care how long it take to get there. We on the road. You understand? We moving. You know, slow motion is still motion. I appreciate you. Today, I wanted to drop another one of these savage moments on y'all, man, because I was speaking to somebody about this and it just it resonated in my head, so I want to get it out here to y'all. As y'all already know, you know, you remember I did the story about Marty, you know, DC Marty. Salute to DC Marty. Small guy in stature, big guy in heart, man. Marty was, that's my homie, but Marty was gone. Marty was a problem. He definitely wasn't no dude to play with. If y'all go back to the story, y'all go back and watch that video, you know, about DC Marty, and y'all get an idea how crazy he was. He just he a warrior, you know what I'm saying? He never stayed on population long. He definitely gonna put that Bethlehem in somebody, you know. It's just a matter of time. He got that type of attitude, whereas to, you know, when things go south, he picked that Bethlehem up, you know, and he ain't doing no joking. And I don't know how much time Marty had. I don't know, but if you went, you never really know how much time dudes got when you in the system, because they ain't gonna tell you. That's not nothing that we sit around and talk about, nor do we talk about what dudes locked up for, so I don't know that either. But I do know if you was judging by the way he act and the way he carried, you'll think Marty won't never getting out. You know, you will feel like he ain't never getting out, because he just, every time he get into an incident, he just go all out. He don't leave nothing on the table, you know. And I can remember being on Greensville in the 90s, you know, the late 90s. And I don't know how Marty ended up on Greensville, because he ain't no Greensville type dude. But when he was on Greensville, I never seen him on population, but I ended up being in segregation myself, you know, for yet again some more foolishness. And Marty was back there with me. Now, when I was back there with him this time, he was going through some change then, man. He was plotting on the police, you know, because the police had did some things to him, and some dudes had jumped him on the yacht, and he had actually lost two. So he got blood on his mind. He ain't, somebody gonna pay for this, you know, and he made that emphatically clear. And, you know, from talking to him on the gate, because when you in SEG, you know, we got to holler back and forth when you talk, so when you having a conversation. So dudes always going to hear your conversation. You know, they always going to be in your conversation. You may have 2 or 3 conversations going on at one time back there in SEG. And somebody might get mad because you over talking them, or they can't hear the people that they talking to because you talking so loud. So then dudes get to woofing on there with each other. And that ain't always a good thing. To be honest, it ain't never a good thing, because whoever you talking to, now you creating another beef just on voice alone. Now you run into this dude on the yard or somewhere else, and then he gonna make you, you know, he gonna make you stand for what you was saying back there on that gate. You know, they gonna want receipts for that stuff, man. They gonna what you was saying when we was back there and said, you know, so that happens a lot. So it's best when you back there, if you just doing your time, man, don't get into no cell gangster stuff. We call that cell gangster. Everybody tough when they behind the door, when they can't be got, when they can't be reached. Everybody tough, you know. You got the weakest dudes in the world back there, knowing that they're getting transferred. They'll call you all types of names talk about your mama, talk about what they gonna do to you if they ever see you, knowing that they ain't gonna see you, knowing that they get ready to get shipped, they get ready to get on the bus. But they act tough when they back there. Some of it be lack of boredom, you know what I'm saying, lack of things to do, they bored, so they back there and they want, you know, they want to run their mouth. And sometimes it costs, you know what I'm saying. In this incident, Marty was back there and he was talking to somebody else, and the dude kept getting on in his conversation. So the dude kept on calling him, you know, man, that's why dudes, you know, knock your teeth out there on the yard, because, you know, you running your mouth, boom, boom, you ain't built like that, you know what I'm saying, you mess around and lose all the rest of your teeth and all this and all that. Now, Marty, crazy as he was, he wanted a big talker, you know what I'm saying, and on top of that, he was a low talker. He talking a low, slow type of voice. So Marty was like, oh, yeah, okay, all right, okay, you know, and dude steady talking. But like I say, you in the hole, you don't know who you talking to. You talking to a certified maniac. You know what I'm saying? Certified, qualified, bona fide. The dude is a maniac. You understand? But people not knowing this. And then, like I say, that goes back to the old cliche, you never judge a book by its cover. Because if you look at Marty, man, he ain't looking like he proposed no threat. He ain't looking like he gonna knock you out. He ain't, you know what I'm saying? He ain't looking like he gonna take your lunch money, you know. But he would take you up off of this planet, man. That's for sure. He would take you up off of this planet because he ain't got it. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got it. All he know is being trained for war. All he know is revenge. All he know, if you do something to him, he gonna give it to you. You know what I'm saying? So he ain't to be played with. And dude just kept running his mouth. So instead, you know, we go to rec. We go outside, you know what I'm saying? What is it? Once, maybe twice a week sometime. But, you know, we cuffed up, handcuffed, shackled, and walked out there like, you know, animals, you know, like we in the zoo, you know, put us in a cage like an animal, like we in the zoo. And you in this one little small cage, you know, I can't tell you how big it is. I just know it's small. I can't say by square feet. But they put us in a little cage, got a little barbed wire over in this cage here, cage there. And they got probably about 15, 20, 30 cages out there, you know, just like you would see in a zoo, you know. And they lock us all in, and we each supposed to get like an hour and something out there. And what they'll do by the time they start taking people out there and locking them up in the cage, by the time they start with the first cell, by the time they get to the last cell, it's time to go. Yeah, it's time to go back in now when they finish getting the last people in. But sometimes, like most of the time in prison, you know, they not doing a full job. So they'll take their time and leave us out there sometime and then just come back and start loading us back in. But during this particular time, when this dude is beefing and saying all this stuff to Marty, then when we go outside, you know, you can put a face to this voice. So now when we go out for rec, Marty's out there and Marty can see the dude. And the dude is in a different cage and he's still running his mouth, you know. So as they be taking us out for rec, you know, they take us by the cells that they get to, who asking for rec, who asking for rec. So now you may be in the cage right beside a dude. You may be in the cage 2 or 3 cages from a dude. So now all Marty doing is just trying to see when we can go out for rec and he can get in the cage next to dude, right? Now, mind you, they still in the cage and they got barbed wire over the top, right? But you in the cage right beside him. So, man, it takes a minute, man. It takes about a week and a half or something, 2 weeks, and you know, we still going out for rec. And dude steady running his mouth to Marty. He running his mouth at night to Marty, calling Marty all types of bees, all types of suckers, this, that, and the third. And Marty like, okay, all right, yeah, I feel you. You know, but all the time, like I tell you, he don't know he playing with a savage. You know, a real live savage. Man, who would have thought? Like I told y'all before, that, you know, when you in the hole, man, it's one of the hardest things to do, especially after you already back there, is get that Bethlehem, you know. But you have dudes, man, that's so creative, you know, so original, man. They gonna come up with a way when there's no way. And you can rest assured, Marty always gonna stay strapped, man. He stays strapped, you know. He be ready. He be ready for war. You know, when you catch him, if you catch him slipping, you done accomplished the feat. Because like I say, he already trained to go at all times. So Marty been plotting on the dude ever since he been running his mouth. So come this day when we going out for rec, you know, they coming around, they ask, oh, you going rec? People say, yeah. You know, nah, yeah. Marty listening, so he trying to time it where he can get himself out for rec, where he can go in the cage right beside dude. So all you got to do is when they come to your door and they say, you going to rec, you say, yeah, all right, wait, they ready to pull you. You say, hold on for a minute, let me use the bathroom. So you waiting and you listening till when they get to his cell. Then when they get to his cell, then you holler, call the CO back, say, all right, I'm ready, man. I was using the bathroom. Then he come back and get you. And chances is you might get in the cage right beside old boy. So that's what Marty did. And it worked. You know what I'm saying? He in the cage right beside old dude now. So dude in the cage, he in the cage when the police gone and they done finished the wreck. So Marty out there talking to him and he running his mouth. So he's telling Marty, yeah, everything I said, you know what it is. You know what it is, you this, you that. And he looking at Marty and he sees Marty's size. And he see, like I say, Marty is not a threatening looking type of dude. So he started running his mouth. Dude got a little size on him. He ain't all that neither. But you know, he got the cage with him. He got the barbed wire. So he tough. He a gangster. Man, Marty just sitting there listening to him, and he telling Marty, don't keep walking close to the cage. I spit on you. I spit on you. You know what I'm saying? You P-U-S-S-Y. You a sucker. You know, B-I-T. Call them all these names. Man, next thing you know, you see Marty wait for them people to come out there and get somebody to take them in. When they take them in, they probably gonna be gone about 15 minutes at the most. Man, Marty been in and take his shoes off. Now, we ain't got nothing but some old bobos, some old slides, right? Marty take his shoe off and go in his shoe and pull a little Bethlehem out. And dude see him, and he go in this straight panic. First he like, what you gonna do, what you gonna do? Then Marty start taking his jumpsuit off, right? So he take his jumpsuit off. Now this dude is literally out here on the yard in segregation, in a cage with nothing but his underwear on and a t-shirt. He take his jumpsuit and start climbing up the fence and throw it over the fence, over the barbed wire. So dude start kicking the fence, telling him, get there, trying to knock him down. But Marty get up there and he try to position the jumpsuit over top of the barbed wire so he can climb over into his cage. Man, dude is in straight panic mode. He done went from gangster to CO, yeah, get him, boom, kicking the cage, get him, man, hey, CO, he called the CO, he's scared now. Now, all this stuff you talking, you scared now. This man trying to climb across that fence on you and he got that thing in his hand. Man, Marty get up there over that barbed wire and get over that jump and land. And when he land, old boy try to bum rush him. When he hit the ground, boom, he try to bum rush him. Marty got there, get the scrambling with him and everything, and next thing you know, and he get to hollering and try to get away from Marty, and now he done got away from him. That's the worst thing you could have did. You supposed to have stayed up on him, even though you was getting hit. You supposed to stay up on him and try to contain that. When you got away from him, you allow him to stand up. Now when Marty stand up, he run around the cage, holler, CO. He already leaking. He already bleeding, and Marty is down on him. I'm talking about, man, he down on him. What you say? And he running and hollering, man, and he getting hit. And I'm going to tell you something. It looked vicious, man. I mean, it looked vicious. I felt sorry for him. I can feel him just, damn, you know, and he's screaming, and them hits started taking a toll on him. I guess he started losing, you know, energy. He started losing strength, and he just slowed down. He get in the corner. He bleeding, man. I mean, blood is everywhere. Yes, and the police is still nowhere in sight. Nowhere. Ain't nobody gonna save you in the penitentiary. It's just a fact. So he in the corner, and Marty talking to him there, and Marty talking so slow and methodical, man, and everybody on the cage is now just looking over here at them like, man. And Marty like, no, I'm a P-U-S-S-Y. I'm a B-I-T-C-H. You know, I'm a B-I-T-C-H and, you know, N-I-G-G-A. That's what I am, man. He told me, no, man, hey, man, okay, man. Marty said, mop, no, that's what I am, man. And he told me, ah! And he done squatted all the way down. Now he like squatted, sitting on his butt with his legs up and his hands trying to protect himself. And he begging for his life. He begging for his life. And Marty ain't got no mercy. Marty talked to him every now and then and hit him. Nah, shut up. Boom, kick him in the face. Man, it's crazy. Everybody out there looking like, man, Marty done snapped this cat crazy. This I'm already knowing. I'm knowing he crazy. You know, but even seeing this is like on another level. And I'm like, man, Marty is gone. And man, when the police come out there to get the next dude, they heard him hollering and screaming. Man, they run over there and stuff. Hey, how you get in that cage? Hey, back up. They pulling their mace and stuff all out. Marty ain't paying them no mind, man. Marty's still over there talking to him. So what I am now? Remind me, what you told me I was? Huh? Kick him in the face. Boom, kick him. Now he laid down and he in the, you know, like the fetal position and he bleeding. Blood is everywhere. You got blood all over the cage. So they screaming and hollering. They got on the radio. They calling the crew. 100 people coming, bum rushing down there. They don't know what to do because they still got to go in the cage and they got to deal with him if he don't toss the Bethlehem out. So they still sitting there debating and talking. And dude over here leaking, he might be getting ready to go to the upper room or something. And this is what I'm trying to tell y'all about saving your life in there. They not going to save your life. They not. Because if it going to cost them some pain or some injuries in their life, oh man, they going to pause for the cause. And just that pause alone could cost you your life. You understand what I'm saying? That pause alone could cost you your life. Because Marty could have killed him. You know, and I think he was trying to put him close to it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so Marty just talking to him and just walking around the cage, just circling the cage. Dude laying there bleeding. He hollering, help me, man, help me, get me out. And he's sitting up there talking to Marty. Give us a knife, man. Just come over here to the cage, give us a knife. You done did what you got to give us a knife. You know, and Marty just pacing and walking and just smiling at him with that buck naked in his mouth, and he got the joint in his hand, man. Like, you know, it's like some Shining, like the movie The Shining. You know, like, you know, here I am, and man, they get the major them out there. They get to talking to him, man, and they just want the knife, man. Marty go over there, kick the dude one more time, man, and go over there to the cage and throw the knife out. You know, and they tell him to back up to the cage, get on his knees, you know, put the handcuffs on him and everything. And they, you know, once they get the cuffs on him, then, you know, then they tough guys and stuff. All right, lay down. They bust the cage open, run in there, you know, push him down to the ground, shackle them all up, you know what I'm saying, drag them all out. You know, old boy still, what about old boy? You know what I'm saying? Old boy the last to get attention. He the last one to get help, and he the one that's hurt. Man, it was crazy, man. That's a scene on the yard in Seg, man, that anybody who was back there would not forget, man. They would never forget that, man, the day Marty climbed across that fence, man. And you got dudes who have climbed across the fence and ran in population to get dudes. You know what I'm saying? So it goes down in there. It be some savage moments, man. It happens in there, man, where dudes is just like, they gotta have you. You know what I'm saying? And that was one of the incidents where, you know, running your mouth talking tough did not pay off, man, because you was talking to a dude and you was saying things to a dude that was not to be played with and was not to be talked to like that, but you had no idea because you ain't said, and you thinking you a tough guy, or you thinking you cannot be reached. In the penitentiary, man, you can always be reached. You know, your armor can always be breached. Somebody can get to you. And when you dealing with a dude like Marty, who he already mad because of what that happened to him on population. He mad how the police incurred him since he been back there. He looking to inflict pain on somebody. So you got the blunt of what everybody else was doing to you. Now, I don't know what happened to old boy. I don't know how, I know he didn't die, because usually when people die, that's big news. They gonna come back and the police gonna be running their mouth. They gonna be telling that. But excuse me, he was definitely in need of major medical assistance. I know they had to put him on that helicopter to get him up out of there. I know that, so I know his life was threatened. And I can't tell you how many times he got hit, but I know it was multiple, over 10. It was multiple, you know, and kicked and stomped, yeah, all for running his mouth, all for thinking he couldn't be touched, all for thinking the dude was weak. You see what I'm saying? It's not a game up in there, man. You got people up in there that just feel like they have nothing to lose, just feel like their mentality is war, just feel like whatever comes their way, they just gonna deal with it in a savage, vicious way, you know, and that's just how it is. And you mess around and run across one of them people and you get to run in your mouth and don't know who you talking to and don't know what the consequences is, you could be a victim of this, you know, and that's what happened to old boy. And I guarantee you to this day, wherever he at, you know, hopefully he doing well, but I bet you he bear all them scars of the day he ran into crazy DC Marty and ran his mouth. And Marty, man, I don't know where he at. I don't even know if he's still locked up. Chances are very, very high that he is still locked up. But all I can say is I know whoever around him, they need to know who they dealing with, man. They need to know who they dealing with, because Marty would give you that business. He would give you that work. He would serve you that Bethlehem on a silver platter, and he would give you extras if you want it. You know what I'm saying? Believe that. But yeah, I just remember that, man. I remember that I was back in the hole with him that doing this incident, man, and it was yeah, it was talked about for a long time, and it was vicious to actually witness. And yeah, Marty climbed across that fence, man, and then they started trying to. Marty changed the rules. You know what I'm saying? Because now they started putting years later they had fish net on top of the cage, so you could not do that. You could not climb over and go into the next cage. You know, that's how that other dude that ended up going on death row he killed the dude through the fence, because the dude let him put that thing around his neck through the fence on some trickery, some flammery, some tomfoolery, and cost him his life. But had he could have climbed across the fence, that's what he would have did. But all the dudes that climbed across the fence and ran to the yard and did something or did this, that, it took that Marty incident, they started, you know, lacing up the top of that cage. And then again, too, they could have been did it. You know what I'm saying? So dude probably got a major lawsuit, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, they started doing that because they be talking so much trash they accept them police, them COs to you, that they realize that they can go out there and take somebody back out for wreck and come back in to get them. And one of them dudes that they've been handling can climb across that fence and be waiting for them when they come back up in there and get him the business. That's more of their concern than your welfare, your well-being. You know what I'm saying? Because every time one of us do something to one another, I mean, you know, it's just extra work for them. You know, it ain't costing them nothing. You know, nothing at all. But, you know, dudes is not thinking on that level. They're thinking on the level of their frustration, the level of their situation, the level of them trying to get this pain up off of them that they got and inflict it on somebody else. So when somebody trigger that, boom, that's what happens, you know. But anyway, I just wanted to drop this savage moment on y'all, man. Y'all let me know if y'all rocking with these savage moments, and I keep on bringing them to you. And the stories is more to come. Y'all stay tuned. We slow motion, but we still in motion. You know, we rocking. Man, salute to Hollywood Trail. Get well. Hollywood Trail out there. He caught the COVID, you know, my dude. So, you know, that's been a major concern of mine for him to get well. And, you know, we all send him well wishes, man. So y'all hit me in the comments. Y'all send Hollywood Trail some well wishes and to get well soon, you know. He is the author of this. He the one who do the editing. He's the one to do the hard work, man. I just sit here and tell the stories. Hollywood Trail create them thumbnails and everything, man. So big love to my soldier, my king. Y'all look out for him, man. Hit him in the comments. And y'all let him know where y'all from too, man. Peace and love to everybody out there that's watching me in every city, every state, and every country. TBP, we out here. Salute, man. Y'all be safe, be smart, make good decisions, man. And like I say in every lesson there is a blessing, man. You know, even if it is some Martys out here in the real world, you ain't got to encounter them, and most importantly, you definitely ain't got to be in close quarters with them, because even if you are and you acknowledge it, you can always go the other way. You can always vacate the premises. You can't do that in prison. You can't do that. So don't go, and you don't have to. Be safe, be smart, make good decisions, man. Boom, 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 boom. Duck them hooks, man. They out there. Marty's out there too, man. Be well.
The Banky special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man. My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.